Good afternoon. Today we're going to speak about how do we take an exam in SAM. First you log into SAM and then you should select SAM Assignments, which is where you will find all of your exams, projects, and training sessions. What we're going to do is work on the first exam you have this semester, which would be the Windows exam, either the 6-week or the 12-week. Which one you take is determined by which class you've enrolled in. I'm going to use the 12-week class as an example. So I'll click on that, and you can check the due date right over here on the right, and it says this one is due on the 24th. So I'm going to click on this particular exam, and it will bring up the assignment details. Gives me the name of the exam to make sure I've picked the right one. It gives me details, 120 minutes per exam. I can try each action 3 times. Action is the same thing as a question. Let's see, the exam can be retaken, yes. And we have 3 chances to take the exam, and I've got exactly 1 remaining. So I'm going to click OK, and as soon as I do that, it cautions you that this will start the exam and it counts as one of your retakes. So as soon as I do that, the first question comes up, and it's asking me to compress the selected files to the folder backup files. So it's already got them selected, so I'm going to right click and I'll choose Send to Compressed Zip Folder, and it normally defaults to the name of the first file in your list, which was Pentatac Employee Orientation, but the exam is asking me to call it Backup Files, and I'm going to type it all caps the way they're showing, because SAM gets very picky about that sometimes. So I typed it in, and then I'm going to hit Enter, and that was correct. So it automatically loads the next question. It says move the computer window to the upper left corner of the screen. So I'm going to drag it by using the bar at the top of the window, and there you go. Correct answer. Okay, next question. Display the Windows Help article titled Learn About Windows Basics. So I click on Start, and I remember that Help and Support is on the right panel on the bottom. So I click on Help and Support, and it wants me to display Learn About Windows Basics, and there it is. If it was not one of these 3 listed, I would have clicked on Browse Help Topics down here, or I could have typed in what I'm looking for in the search bar. So let's just select Learn About Windows Basics. And that was the correct answer. And question 4. Without opening any additional windows, create a desktop shortcut named Printers that points to the web page www.ptprinters.com. Okay, so let's try that. We need to make a shortcut, so I right click on my desktop, I'll click on New, and let's see, we want a shortcut, so here it is, second from the top. And it says type the location of the item. Well, what they want me to do is type what's that URL at the bottom of the question. So I'm going to put in http:// and please be careful that you type it exactly the way it says here, and it must be spelled exactly like that. So I'm going to check http:// those are forward slashes www.ptprinters.com. And I'm going to click on Next, and we want to call this Printers as it says down here, and again it's all caps, so I'm going to do it exactly the way they're showing it. I'll type in Printers, and then I'm going to hit Enter, and that was correct. So that's how you would create a desktop shortcut. Okay, next question. Select documents PPL P2013 Product Manual and PT Sales at the same time. So I'll hold down my Control key, and I'll pick the LP 2013 first, and then PT Sales second. And that was correct. Next question. Log off this computer. So, and it says do not use Control-Alt-Delete or Alt-F4. So I click on Start, and right next to Shutdown, not Shutdown, but next to it, I hover over that, and I get this little window. And it wants me to log off, so I'll click on Log Off. And that was correct. Next question. Maximize the Documents window so it fills the entire screen. Well, to maximize, you pick the Maximize button, which is right here, and I'll click on that. And that was correct. Next question. Change to user account Helene Williams. Use the password administrators. So we can change. It didn't say log off. We just want to change users. So I'll click on Start. And next to Shutdown, it says Switch User. Okay, and that's the same thing as changing to user account. So we'll do Switch User. And it said Helene Williams. I'll click on Helene Williams. Brings up the password box. And we'll type in administrator. And as you all know, passwords are case sensitive, so we'll type it exactly as it's shown here. And then we'll click on here, which is the continue. And that was correct. Okay, question 9. Return to the previously displayed folder. Well, the way you do that in Windows Explorer, which is what this is click on this arrow right here. And that was correct. Okay. Question number 10. Cut the selected file so it can be pasted into another file. So we're going to right-click the selected file and go down to Cut. And that was correct. Now this exam has 38 questions. I'm not going to make you sit through all of them, so I'm going to do something I suggest you never do. I'm going to exit the exam. You look down at the bottom little taskbar here, and it tells me which task or question I'm on. It's question 11 of 38. Tells me how much time I have remaining. Temps remaining, it says 3, which I don't believe is correct. And the other box here is exit. I'm going to exit, and it will caution me there are unfinished tasks, which are questions remaining in your assignment. Are you sure you wish to exit? If this were you, you would say no. But I'm going to exit, so I'll click yes. And almost immediately it will score the exam, and it tells me the total number of questions was 38, total number of correct answers was 10, total number incorrect 0, total number skipped, that was that last one when I said I was exiting, and the total number not presented, which means I didn't even look at them, would be 27. So I can print this, or I can click on close. So we know I didn't get anything wrong, but I missed a bunch of questions anyway. So the way you can review what you've done is click on Results. And you have a choice in results: exams, training, or projects. And this was an exam, so we'll click on that. And the report we want is the study guide. Okay, and then what you do is you come back here and pick the exam that you just took. And usually it takes a while for this to come up. You can see this is showing, actually it's showing 2 of my attempts. See the 2 12s? Okay, and it gives you the different times. And this was May 21st at 11:43 a.m. and then the latest one at 6:07. So we're going to pick this one. Actually, the one I've just taken isn't even here yet. So before you can do this, you probably have to wait 5, 10, 15 minutes. Depends on the load on SAM at the time. So anyway, we're going to click on this one, and then we'll click on Generate Reports. And it takes a little while, and it generates the report for me. I can enlarge the window, and what this will show you is every question in the test, and gives you task IDs, and it tells you what the task was. This first one was minimize the computer window so that it appears as an item in the Windows taskbar. It tells me I got it correct. And remediation, or where I could actually find this information in my textbook, is in MS Office 2010 first course, page number OFF 8. Okay, so I could look in my book, but I can also click right here where it says minimize a window, and it will present me with a training session which you can then sit through or work through. Also, if you'd just like to review all the work for this exam, you can click on Launch All Training, and it will present training for the entire exam. And of course you scroll down and it has all of the questions, and it shows the ones not presented, which means I didn't take them, or if I had gotten this one wrong it would have said incorrect. And that's really all I have for now. So what I'm going to do, notice there are 2 pages up here. You can print this. It says using PDF. Well, let's click on that so you can see what it looks like. And then I can either open it with Adobe Reader, let's do that, and it presents me with it right here. And what I can do here is, again, I can still scroll through it, and the way it came out here, because of Sam, it's 4 pages. Okay? And we can just keep going to different pages here. I could print it from here, or I could save it. What you do if you wanted to save it is click on File, Save As, and you should pick a PDF, and then it would present you with a save box. You make sure it's saving it where you want it to be. It defaults to this student study guide. I would call this Windows Exam, and then you would save it if you needed to keep it. And if you got any wrong, I would say you'd probably want to keep it. So I'm going to cancel that. I don't need to be in Adobe Reader anymore, so I'll cancel that. And this is the exam study guide. We can close that. And then we're back at our home panel, and where you could actually take the test again if you had any attempts left, or take a different test, or work on a project or training. And that's all I have. And of course, when you're finished with SAM, you would click Log Out. If you have any questions or comments, please email me. Thank you, and have a great evening.